Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywoodbets, the home of the Punters Challenge, which you can always play on every Dundalk and big meetings going forward. And as always, everything you need to know is in the description below. And you can also join our league, which is accumulated points. Accumulated. Oh, it's a long day. Points to the next 3 meetings at Dundalk. You can still join. The points for the first one are still going ahead. So all your points will be added up. All the details are in the description for signing up and how to play. So, anyway, we are... You just farted. It's just disgusting. We are here for our flat season preview. So, we have 4 to 6 horses each. I 4, Dave 6, Thomas 5 to 6 horses. So, we'll... First off, how are we? Anyway.
Yeah, I'm all right. We got a good report from the hospital again, so...
You smell like you're dying inside, to be honest. Jesus.
It's all the good food. Get me back in the straight and narrow.
God, if smell-o-vision was a thing right now. Good Jesus.
I'm allowed to go back cycling and shit.
Lycra buddies.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for this.
Costa Cora, here we come.
Yeah, so I'm good, yeah. I was
Well-
up there yesterday.
I knew that.
I've been up there, I think, 10 times now. I haven't been come across the Garda checkpoint once.
It's because they're non and void.
They're non-existent.
They're gone now recently. The last few weeks especially, they're just gone. They've given up.
Like, I went out to Shamora one day where their 5K was on restrictions.
I like the
5K.
5K, yeah.
They were there, but they were sitting in the car having a coffee.
I had a row with them over this now. I had a row with them over that when they gave Shimon a ticket for the no NCT. And I went back down to them, and the two of them were sat in their car. And I said, probably shouldn't have, but I said, giving out NCT tickets for a genuine mistake because they gave exemptions. And, you're not stopping anyone going into Tremor. Like, sunny day in Tremor, probably packed. And, didn't go down too well. I got the ticket anyway and the free penalty points. So.
Some of the... Oh, you know what? We could be going on for ages. It's going to...
No, you're not going on about this now.
Some of them are just idiots. They're idiots. They were wrong. They were wrong to do that to you, Tom.
If you start going, he'll start going, and then you're going back and forth for an hour, and I'll end up just.
I hope they
going
enjoyed their coffee anyway.
I went out there today now, and you may as well say COVID is non-existent out there. There's half of Waterford was out there,
And
not
right
giving
too.
a
Enjoying
flying
life.
about it.
Yeah,
Rightly
it's the
so.
lights off there.
Anyway, flat season.
Yep.
Horses to follow that we think will be, well, I think will be good for the season. You have
6.
that you narrow down from your 20, I'd say.
I could have easily picked.
You're one of these
15,
fellas
I'd say.
that'll write these 100 horses to follow for the flat season.
No, I could easily picked 15, and I went for then more maybe obscure ones, not like the head of the betting for some of the races and stuff, and ones that you might not really know about.
Look at him having a dig at one of mine already.
Say, there's one that's totally obscure.
Right, go on. Just you start, so you take it away.
Uh,
Just get this out in the air. This is your time of year. If me and Tom end up doing better than you, there has to be a forfeit somewhere.
I don't mind doing a forfeit. Yeah, I won this last year, so it's all I want. Still cracking over that fella that came on the show and was laughing at me. You haven't come back on since, that's all I know. Do I go 3
You still don't know what it was. You think it's 3 different people that
It was a robot commentator.
Was it?
Yeah. That fell away by the wayside anyway.
Bit or much?
Will I go 3-year-olds or older horses
I
first?
couldn't care. You go whatever way you
There you
want to
go.
go. You go from your 3-year-olds up then.
No, I'll go older horses first.
Why did you ask me then? You're worse than a woman.
Because I wanted to know, but then
Do you want to go for dinner here? Yeah,
I can do
okay.
what I want.
But can we go there? Why ask me then?
What? Right. The first one
Jesus
is
Christ. Go on.
something that I thought had a chance in last year's arc, and I'm pretty sure Andrew has him too. And it's last year's Derby winner, Serpentine.
You knew I was putting up him. You still robbed him on me. You absolute shite hawk.
I actually didn't know what to do first. That's why I wanted to know about the older horses first. Like, 2 older horses. I could have picked the other one.
Go the other one then.
No.
You have about 7. I 4.
Yeah, well, you can join in on this when you get to
Hang on, the viewers need some context this now. So just before we started, Andrew said, like, "Oh, how many have you got, lads?" And we'll do it one by one. And I said, "Oh, I've 6. Somebody's definitely got one of them." Andrew said, "I've only got 4 of them." So I said, "Oh, Andrew, you've got my one. You can have it." And Dave said, "Oh, I've got 7." It said nothing else.
Yeah. And he's meant to be my best friend. Prick.
Meant to be, being the key word.
Yeah.
Will I explain?
I couldn't care now.
Couldn't you?
Couldn't care.
Okay.
You're putting him up, so you're going to do useless for the year.
No, Aiden actually has a good quality crop of 4-year-olds.
Sorry.
I literally saw that. I was looking at you.
I know you are. You meant to see it.
I think the last time Aiden had such a good crop of 4-year-olds like this was the year that he had Duke of Marmalade and a few others, and he nearly did maybe break the Group 1 record for the season.
You're breaking my heart here.
I could see him winning the stable and as a trainer win a load of Group 1s, and I expect Serpentine to win 1 or 2. I'd say it'll be aimed at the Arc. A couple other horses in there that I'm sure you fancy for the Arc. One especially that I won't say.
That will win the Arc.
But I really fancied him last year for the Arc. I think the run in the race that Mogul won was when he came back from the Derby. It was like a prep race, and then they didn't get to run him with that. Whatever happened in the Arc, the O'Brien horses weren't allowed to run to with the gain feed.
The feed.
Whatever, and went Champion Stakes at Ascot. Then he wants 1 mile 4, maybe 1 mile 6 even, and I don't think that really suited him. 10 furlongs, and the ground went against him as well. I think he wants good to firm, mile 4, mile 6, and you'll see the best of him. He's Galileo. He's going to keep improving.
Yeah, I thought last year they got everything wrong bar the Derby with him.
Yeah, he wants to lead.
Yeah,
and he wants to go as fast as possible.
The Champion Stakes didn't work out. He kind of missed the break and was rushed up on an incline on ground it was softer than what was described. So I think that knocked him out halfway. He quickened it up 4 furlongs out. He did well to keep going to finish 4th. Like the Derby, he won. Like Kamiko was in it. He's the Guineas winner. English King is the King of Yaks. I just had that down just for the crack. Mogul, a 2-time Group 1 winner. Russian Emperor is the Hampton Court winner. Faddington City was second in the Irish Guineas. Pearl Driver is a Group 2 winner. It wasn't a bad Guineas by anyone, just because the way he won. I think that's the way he needs to be ridden. They held him up in France.
Didn't work
behind Mogul. He was too keen, and he did well again to finish as close as he did. Champion Stake, he was beat by Adib and Scaletti, who was second and third. 2 of Mudlarks, and then Magical, who was just Magical. She could run on any ground.
That form is strong. Magical came out then and ran well in the Breeders' Cup after a long season. Skyletti's been out twice this year and won 2 races. You probably didn't see him Sunday.
And like even you
he
think
was given a probably poor enough ride Sunday and ended up winning well.
And even if you go back to before he won the Derby, he won his maiden about, was it the week before?
2 weeks.
2 weeks before, just over a week before the Derby. Like he's, as you said, he's by Galileo. They just keep improving.
I think he wants a lot of racing and lead and good ground.
Yeah, look, I'd say Coronation Cup he's entered in. He's entered this Saturday as well. So look, he'd probably have a blowout on that. There'd be nothing spectacular. It's the race like the Eclipse, King George, Tatterstalls, Gold Cup races for him. I wouldn't run him the Arc. I don't know if he probably will. He's trained by Aidan O'Brien, but I think there's one horse in the Arc that's going to win the Arc. But I think he'll be a good money spinner for the season. He's not going to be these short odds that you for like big races, because there's going to be a quirk to him. He's going to be front runner. People are going to try to take on front runners, and he's in a hard enough division. Let's be honest about it. But
he is, and the other side of it as well, the way you were saying about price wise, I think he might be in races that other O'Brien horses are in, and he might not be the favourite one on jockey bookings, and you will get a good price on him. Yeah.
So that's a giant first one for us. Tom, you go ahead with your one. If you say the one I was going to say, I swear to God, I'm cutting you out of the video.
Why don't you take that now? Because I'm just watching Elastic Hempton. So why don't you take that one?
Fair enough.
And, this is our joint one, and I'll join in because this will be over in a second.
Right. So myself, Johns.
Hello, John.
John.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh God. Myself and Tom's giant one is Tarnawa for Dermot Weld. I think this horse is an absolute freak. She's a tip in itself, not even a tip, but a kind of pointer of how much they think about her is she's owned by Aga. She's a 5-year-old and she's still in training. There's one target for her this season, one target only, and it's to win the Arc. Last season, she was 4-4 last season, beat Kaya and Pepper in a grade 3. She rattled off then a hat-trick of grade 1s in the Pre-Vamier? Pre-Vermoy, beating Ravina, Dam, Maliet, LeBurnham, and Wonderful Thoughts, who went on to win 2 grade 1s back-to-back after that. So, look, she was dropped down then at Longchamp to 1 mile 2, beat one of yours, Alpine Star. Needed every yard of it. That was on heavy ground. The thing I really like about her, she can go on any ground. She won on rattling ground in Keeneland in the Breeders' Cup turf. She won on heavy ground and won the Group 1s at Longchamp. She won on good ground over in Ireland. She has it all. She has no entries as of now. I was looking today, but I'd imagine she have an autumn campaign.
He already said her and A Song for Someone will be. You probably might not see him at start of the season. They'll be prime for like August.
Late autumn campaign. So I'd say she'll have a prep in her, and she'll probably go to Longchamp again for a Group 1 before going back again for the Arc. She's 17-2 or 15-2 at Hollywoodbets right now for the Arc. Second favourite behind Love. I just think this thing is an absolute freak, and I think she's going to take a hell lot of whacking this year. She could be one of the best Dermot Weld has ever trained. That race over, Tom. Did you win?
Race is over. No, didn't battle win it. Tarnawa is a really exciting horse. She improved no end last year, and really, really looking forward to it. I think, as you were saying, Andrew, she goes on any ground. She's really improved, and if she continues to improve, it's going to be very interesting to see how far she can go. I'm sure the Arc, given her owner as well, will be the aim, and I wouldn't bet against her for the Arc at the minute.
She's very uncomplicated as well.
Yeah,
she looks an easy ride. She just held up off the pace. Like the turn of foot she showed at Keeneland was unreal. Like she went from back near the back to in front, doing it easy in the space of a furlong and a half.
Yeah,
she can go on any ground. She can win on any kind of track. Like Keeneland's a tight track. She can win on galloping tracks like Longchamp. She has it all. I think she's just one of these generation fillies that is just going to go down in history, and I think she could be the star of the year.
Yeah, I agree. She really could be. Hopefully she is.
Right, so you go with your next one then, Tom, because
right, I'll tick that one off the list.
Thanks for that, Tom. You were very considerate, unlike some other people sitting next to me.
Yeah. Well, I am sometimes considerate anyway. Right. My next one is I'm going for a horse that ran the other day, actually. I've got 2 in here, I think. Yeah, 2 in here that have already run this season. The first one is Mina of Kevin Prendergast's Shadwell filly. Won her maiden at Dundalk the back end of last season and won it nicely. Was right out the back, like basically last. I think she was last, turning in even at Leopardstown in the Guineas trial the other day. Absolutely flew home and just failed to get up on the line. There are some pretty nice fillies in there. Joan of Arc was in there. Shale was in there. And I loved the way she did it. She put her head down and galloped all the way from the back and stayed on really nicely. She's by Frankel, and she's a half sister to Ortad, who won the Irish 2000 Guineas. really, really nice pedigree. And for me, I reckon by the look of it, she hasn't got an entry in the 1,000, the Newmarket 1,000 guineas. So I imagine that she'll be saved to Tattersalls Irish 1,000 guineas at the Curragh. And I think she's going to take a lot of beating in that. I think she's a very, very nice filly.
Yes, I can't say anything about that because I have no clue about it.
She's.
I seen the race. She won.
She has the right pedigree anyway.
She had really good pedigree, and just what she showed the other day to come from last, like, was good.
Right, flat master.
Okay, I'll go for a 3-year-old now, and the first one I'm going to put up is Jesse Harrington's horse Cadillac. Last seen at Keeneland last year, behind Battleground. Battleground, I think, was second, beaten by some American horse.
I was going to pull him up, but I never bothered.
I don't think both. He didn't really travel that well that day, and then the time before he was in the Dewhurst. I'd forgive the run the Dewhurst and the run in America towards the back end of last year. The Dewhurst, he didn't seem to act on the ground, which is really odd because he's by Lope de Vega, and all Lope de Vegas go on heavy and soft ground.
Love that, sire.
But he seems to prefer fast ground, and I can't get out of my head the race at Leopardstown when he bet Van Gogh or Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
He travels so well around the bend and put that to bed in a couple of strides. Van Gogh came out then, was third, I think, in a Group 3, and then won one of those back end Group 1s in France, and he was super impressive in that. Now, he mightn't have beaten a lot, but I know he's probably up there in the pecking order for Aiden's Derby horses. So I think that form is pretty strong earlier in the year. Jesse, over the last couple of years, has had one or two kind of Group 1 colts or fillies as 3-year-olds to go to war with over the summer, and she's becoming more of a flat trainer than
Took the words out of me out.
More a flat trainer than a jumps trainer, and she's doing really well with it. I think this fella will progress. He'll surely train on because majority of Lope de Vegas get better as a 3-year-old and actually as older horses. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's aimed at maybe something like the back end Leopardstown Champions meeting.
He's entered in the 2,000 guineas, Tatterstall, the Irish one, and the Derby. 20 for the guineas.
I think he's a Grade 1 horse or Group 1 horse.
Did you back him for the guineas?
Yeah, I probably will back him for the guineas.
Not a Derby.
He might end up at the Irish guineas, but I know he's entered in kind of majority of everything. But
where would you find now his best trip? 7 to a mile last year, stretch him out.
Look, we're going to have to go for a mile at the start and then see what happens.
So that is Cadillac for Dave. Tom, go to you again because you have more than me. I've only 2 left.
Okay. Go for a handicapper this time. I got a bit of a mixed bag of a list here. And the horse is called Shandoz of Roger Variant. Won 2 handicaps last year off the back of a pretty long break. Doing it very nicely off 85 and 89. It was up to 96. And that was it. The old Rowley Cup. It was on soft ground. I just didn't like soft ground the last day. I think staying trips 1 mile 4 and up and on good to soft ground. And I think this lad's still got a nice few races in him. He's off 96 now. That should get him into some nice handicaps. Maybe, I don't know, maybe even someone like the Ebor could be a big season target for him. So, he's one to keep an eye out for. I like him.
Fair enough.
Want me to go again?
No, I'm going to go. Probably rob one of mine again.
No.
If I can put it past you. Right, my third one is try that again. Subjectivist for Mark Johnson. I think this is the year. What?
You need one of them fellas there. I don't know. It's like you're speaking Dutch and someone has translated.
I popcorn in my teeth and I was trying to flick it out and say it at the same time. Blah, blah, blah. Like Joey trying to speak French.
Lads.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, sorry, anyway.
Toot de la fruit. Subjectivist. Oh God, I've liked him ever since last season. Started last season, he was third behind Hookham in Royal Ascot in the King George V Stakes. That was over 1.4 miles. He was then a half length behind Mogul at Goodwood when Mogul decided he actually wanted to run or not be fat. I think this is the year where there's going to be crowned a new stayer, and I think he has everything first.
He's going to beat Strad.
He's going to beat Strad.
Ooh. You were like this now 2 years ago on DXB as well. Don't forget that.
And yeah, but Strad was young then. Strad is 7-year-old now.
He was full short. DXB was going to win the Gold Cup that year.
If you go back and look at Stradivarius' runs last year, look, I think I have it wrote down here.
What is Stradivarius, Tom?
What is Stradivarius? What do you mean?
He's like this one. He's wanting around.
Oh my God. The lads in the text group said, I guarantee you Tom is going to say something. Or how many times will he say it in the video today talking about horses? And I teed it up for him and he didn't say it.
Yak?
No, a dude of a horse.
Oh, dude of a horse.
Stradivarius is a dude of a horse.
See?
He is a dude of a horse. But like he's 7 now. His form last year is very in and out. I know they ran him in the Arc and all that. Races that wouldn't have suited him at all. He's an out and out stayer. I just think it's...
This time last year, we were all saying Stradivarius, maybe time to take him on because he wants to go off and make babies and have girlfriends. But... See,
like you.
Yeah.
Polar opposite of you.
I won't be taking him on this year anyway if he's back in business.
I really think it's time for a change of guard. I think Subjectivist has it all there. He's a Group 1 winner. He won the Pre-Royal Oak over 2 miles at Longchamp last year, and that was a decent field. And he won that very, very well. He came back this year and he absolutely bolted up into the Dubai World Cup. Bolted up. I think the further this lad is going to go, the better he's going to be. He's going to run in all the good top staying races this year. He's trained by a man whose horses are just, as they say, tough as old boots. Yeah. You could run him as many times as you want. He might have one bad run in between, but they always keep coming back and coming back and coming back. Ascot Gold Cup is going to be his main target. He's 13-2 for it now. I think getting close to the time, he'll be fine for favoritism because I think he's going to win a hell of a lot of races this year. It's just his whole profile. He's right. He's a 4-year-old now, or 5, 4 or 5, 4-year-old, I think. 4, yeah.
He ran in St. Ledger last year.
Yeah, 4. Which that he was just an absolute only been that day.
What?
Just didn't settle at all. But I think just the way they rode him in Dubai, the way they just tracked, picked up 3 or 4 furlongs out, went off, galloped the whole way through the line. He's the new kid in the block. He's going to take the stayer's crown. I'm not. I know we tried last year to take on Stradivarius a lot, and obviously I'm trying to do it again. I just think it's there for someone to come and take it.
I like Subjectivist, but Ascot Gold Cup Day last year, I've never seen a horse more horny than
you,
Stradivarius. And horses that act that way don't win races. He just bolted off that day. Oh, he was horny in the ring, got out to the race course, does his thing, off he goes.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the best horse he's after meeting since Kew Gardens over this division. And Kew Gardens beat him, and I think he has the profiler. He's going to keep improving and improving. Like Stradivarius not going to improve anymore. That's plain and simple. He's not.
He might not need to though.
Yeah, that's true. He might not need to, but then he's not going to go up. He might come back a bit, and Subjectivist might be going up that much to meet him. Look, he's going to have to improve. What he's 100 and he's rated 117 now. Stradivarius is 125. He's going to have to improve just about a stone to beat him, which is not beyond the realms of impossibility because he hasn't run at Gold Cup trip yet, which could bring out a hell.
Horse. I was humming and hawing about putting him in my list as well. So.
Yeah, so he's the one I'm really, really looking forward to seeing this season. Even like we put him up as well for the Dubai World Cup or the Dubai Gold Cup.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have one hell of a season ahead of him. That's my third one. Whose goal is it now?
I'll go again, sure. I still have 4 to go to.
Jesus Christ.
So another 3-year-old, this one trained by Marcus Tregoning, and he likened this horse to Mo Hatter last year. That was one of those top milers that ended up getting injured.
Lovely looking horse.
Yeah, I had high hopes for that horse. But he won the Sussex Stakes anyway.
He was only alright. They wouldn't have won if Kamiko got out.
This fella, I think, is going to be a sprinter, but he's entered in the Greenham Stakes Saturday at Newbury. They're going to try and stretch out the stamina. I wouldn't be surprised if he loses on Saturday. He doesn't stay the 7 furlongs. And I think he will be dropped back then to the Commonwealth Cup in Ascot, which I think is going to be a great race because of another one that might be in it. And the Irish horse at KCU will probably be in it. The Clive Cox horse at KCU. Aidan McGuinness.
I thought you said KCU. I was like,
the Clive Cox horse Supremacy is favourite in the betting for it. But I think this fella might lose Saturday and might be overlooked. But in the middle of the season last year, when he won his maiden, and then I think he won a listed race or a Group 3 after it, Marcus Tregoning was kind of saying we have another one to replace Mo Hatter.
you love saying that name.
I love that
Mo
horse.
Hatter.
I think he get good prices on him throughout the year. He'll win a couple of races. I do think he could progress to be a Group 1 sprinter. His name is Alcovete.
Such a
One of
simple
them
name.
random names. For
The ones I love. Yeah.
Those Middle and Eastern horses. He's owned by.
That's very political.
He's owned by the owner that passed away last week. The blue and white. Sheikh Hamdan, yeah, the blue and white colours. Alcovete. Again, he was in the Dewhurst as well, the back end of last year. The Cadillac was in. I do think that's a strong piece of form. Tactical was in that race, came 11th, and he's came out today and won a race already, a listed race at Newmarket. I think that's going to be a strong piece of form.
He's a good one.
Some of the horses wouldn't have gone on the ground, and I think this is one that didn't go on the ground either.
Lovely stuff.
Andrew, be honest. Have you ever heard of Alcovete?
Nope.
No, me neither.
I haven't heard of the handicap you put up either.
Okay, hands up. I've got a cousin who is really big on
this.
He's really big on his speed figures, and he's very good on and up to date on his flat racing. And he texts me for a few jumpers, and I text him today for a few flat horses. And he's to blame if Shandoz doesn't run well anyway.
So he's just getting his own back for the jumpers you gave him now.
Yeah, they're not too bad. I just remember as well, I gave Ennis Diamond on this show last year when she was a maiden. So I don't think I've got anything that's going to work out that well this year. But
until they started running her 2 million times after the Guineas or the Oaks.
She was second in the Oaks, like, so I'll take that all day.
How many times did they run her after that?
She was
running every second day of the week.
She ran about 15 times last year.
Yeah,
she had blinkers on, she had cheek pieces on, she had a hood on, she had everything on.
I think that's going to be the Ennis Diamond of this year.
Oh, you don't, do you?
I do, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she's going to run loads.
Right, go on. Sorry, Tom. Go on, Tom.
So my next one is kind of a bit like Ennis Diamonds, in it hadn't run much until last year, and then it ended up placed in a Group 1 and actually won a Group 1 as well. The horse is In Swoop, who was second in the Arc, only beaten the neck. Yeah, only beaten the neck by Sotsas. Francis Graffard trained, 4-year-old now. The interesting thing with In Swoop for me was he only made his debut in May 2020. He didn't run at all as a 2-year-old. And in the space of literally 2 months, he went from winning a maiden to winning a Group 1. That's pretty good going. And then on his only his 4th run of his life, he was second behind Mogul at Longchamp. And then his 5th run, he was second, beating the neck behind Sotsas. I think he obviously goes on good ground, but I think heavy ground does help him. He also stays very well. I don't know if they'll go further than a mile 4, but I think if they wanted to, they could. And yeah, I think there's a big year in him. I'm wondering, will they bring him over to the UK? Be interesting enough if they did. But I'm sure
he's one that'll go very much under the radar in some of his races.
Yeah, he'll go under the radar in a big Group 1 somewhere. He hasn't got the owners had a lot of good horses, but he hasn't got very familiar colours. Yeah. And obviously, Francois Graffard is a fantastic trainer, but again, isn't.
We're all struggling with words today.
Francois Graffard.
Graffard. He's not Aidan O'Brien's name, is he? So yeah, he'd be interesting. I'd be interested if they brought him over to Ascot or something. But yeah, obviously with the Arc at the end of the year, the main race. But there could still be some improvement to come out of him. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Good point, mate.
I like him.
I like it. Remember that?
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
I'll give my last one now before you have another 7 between you.
I still have 3 to go.
Jesus Christ, I'll go down.
I'm only 2 now.
My last one is Clive Cox trained Diligent Harry.
See, I like this horse, but Supremacy is definitely a better horse than this lad. And he trains both of them.
Me.
I guarantee you don't even know who Supremacy is, do you?
I do. He has the white with the purple hat.
You do know him. Very good.
I know stuff.
What did he win last year?
You won the race at Ascot.
he won the Middle Park. He won the Middle Park at the end of the year. Supremacy.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Diligent Harry. He won, I think it was 2 weeks ago, the all-weather condition stakes, beating the mighty Gurkha by 2 lengths. Now, it was an ease down 2 lengths for a sprinter.
Yep.
He's a horse that I kind of took to. He took my eye when he got beat actually in his 3rd run, where he got no sort of passion. He just absolutely flew home. He's up to 105 now. Yes, he's going to have to improve a lot more to cut it with the big boys. But he's trained by, there's no secret, Clive Cox is unreal at training sprinters, like Lethal Force, Profitable, Harry Angel, Golden Horde.
There's been so many of them.
He trained Nando Prado to win.
There's been other ones before.
To win the commentary, 150 to 1. I know. That's just from last season.
One, isn't it?
Huh?
Profitable. He had that as well.
Yeah.
He trained that to win Nando Prado to win the Coventry Stakes 150 to 1 last season.
Yeah.
I think the way he's so green still, there's no doubt about it. He's so green and he's still winning races like this. Once he gets this all together, he could. There could be a good second half of the season for him because he'll probably strengthen up more as the season goes on. So, likes of the July Cup and Newmark Spring Cup at Haydock, one of your favourite tracks. Look, they could be realistic targets. He'd probably be out on his feet, probably at Ascot in some of them sprints with Batash and all them in it. But he's one I think you'll get a season where it'll be one to nicely keep an eye on, who keep progressing through the season. And look, he probably mightn't be one for next season as in top tier, but I think going forward, he's a sprinter that's going to improve and improve and improve. But I think he will pick up the odd race here and there at group level this season. So, yeah, Diligent Harry is my 4th and final one, trained by Clive Cox. I do well this year, didn't I?
Yeah, he's actually a good horse and he's with the right trainer. Clive Cox is unreal at training sprinters and horses that don't cost hundreds of thousands. He managed to win Group 1s all the time.
Kind of proud of me, aren't you?
Yeah, he's a good horse.
See, that's my 4. So Subjectivist, Serpentine, Tarnawa, and Diligent Harry, and the boys have another 10 to go.
I have 3, so I'll go with the Enna Steinman of this year. Flight landing on me. What's that coming out? So a horse that you might not have heard of as well, trained by Aidan O'Brien, called Willow.
I have.
She won a back-end maiden in October, I think at Leopardstown maybe last year. Her mum is Peeping Fawn, that was second in an Oaks and won an Irish Oaks, and then towards the end of her 3-year-old season, rattled off, I think, 4 Group 1s in a row. She didn't. Her mum, Peeping Fawn, didn't race till she was a 3-year-old, and in that season, she ran 10 times. So I think this horse is going to run a lot this year. She ran in 3 maidens last year towards the back end of the year. She's by that American Sire, American Pharaoh, and going by the breeding, I do think she's one that'll run in a lot of races. She's entered in the Guineas or the Irish Guineas and so on and so forth. She might not be up to that standard, but she could be one of the Aidan O'Brien horses or fillies that runs, like in some of the graded races at Cork and Naas and Navan and that kind of thing. And I do think she'll pick up a couple of races.
Sounds like a pacemaker to me.
She could be a pacemaker as well, and she could win something as a pacemaker.
That's true. Oh, Brian, pacemakers, especially around the Cora. Guineas weekend, just gone. Good luck. Thomas Rain, give us another one.
She's Willow is a half sister to September as well.
We're going to have 6 months of this, aren't we?
What?
Yeah, September 1.
Half sister to this 3/4 brother to Batash out of an Oaks Phillies Mayor's winner.
September was by another.
She was by Deep Impact and she won the Cheshire.
Yeah, she won the Cheshire, and then we didn't see much of her after that. Then really.
Yeah, she regressed a bit after that, and didn't see much of her then after. But she was good on her day as well. She beat Massar that day. That was good going. Right, my second last one. Back to horses that have run already this season. I bet you can get this one as well. A horse called Bolshoi Ballet. For me, I thought it was a very impressive performance at Leopardstown the other day. Got there, squeezed along to get to the front, but then a classic Galileo got to the front, put his head down, lengthened and ran all the way to the line. He's a full brother to Southern France, and for me, I think this lad is going to be a stayer. What I am looking at for him is the Ledger. I think he'll most likely run in the Derby, as a lot of these kind of horses do, and then I imagine he'll go on then to the Ledger. I just see he's actually 10-1 second favourite for the Derby. Interesting.
He looked really good that day.
Yeah, he may find one too good in the Derby, is my thinking. But I think he's got Ledger written all over him. He's
10-1 favourite for the Ledger.
Yeah, I really fancy him for that. Yeah, I think he's got a lovely attitude, and he did it really, really well.
Is that it?
Yeah,
okay.
That's it.
My second last one is a horse that will run in all the big 4-year-old graded races, will be overpriced because of the trainer and the jockey.
Oh, God, I know what this is.
Pile Driver.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. If there ever was a hanging yak,
Pile Driver.
There he is.
A good horse, and he's always going to be overlooked. I presume it's because of the trainer and the jockey, but he proved he's William Muir. Martin Dwyer, jockey. He proved he's up to the standard last year. He ran in the good races towards the end of the year. I actually think they should have ran him in the Arc. They ran him in the Champion Stakes, and he definitely is a 1 mile 4 horse, not 1 mile 2. The form of the York race he won, where Mogul was in behind him, is decent as well. I think he'll give you a run for your money wherever he runs.
He's a mad bastard.
Yeah.
I like him. He's mental.
He'll win like a race or two at like 16-1 this year again.
I think so.
Yeah.
He needs to start out his head. It's just mad.
Yeah, he tends to run like this.
Yeah. The head is... Anyway, Tom, your last one?
Yeah, my last one. Tick Bolshoi Ballet off the list as well. My last one, and now this is my
This is a certainty.
No, this is my if I've got another Ennis Diamond in the pack, I reckon this is it. Her name is Pomelo. Rafe Beckett.
Spell it for me.
Pomelo. I put her up at Goodwood last year, and she absolutely bombed out behind Isabella Giles. She got a random ride that day. She got brought all the way over to the stand side on her own. That was soft ground as well. I'm happy enough just to forget about it. She was really keen. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. That was on the back of she bolted up on her maiden at Newbury. She'd done that really nicely. She won by 5 lengths, extremely, extremely impressively. The form of that isn't that strong, to be honest. But she still went and did it very, very well. She's then gone. They've taken her to Wolverhampton, I'd imagine, just to get her confidence back. She's gone and done that. She's won snugly by 2 lengths. She hung a little bit left. Now I'm hoping it's through greenness. Hoping. She's off 89. You know what? So what do you do with her? Maybe you stick her straight into a listed race or a group race, or maybe you try and have a go at a nice handicap. But I wouldn't want too many runners for her at the minute. I'd probably go down the listed route or the group route, just so there aren't as many runners. She's by Dubawi. She's got a nice enough pedigree as well. Obviously, Emulous is in there. In the second dam, is her dam. Sorry, who won 7 for Dermot Weld and had an RPR of 120 on the flat. Look, she's a chancy one. She's one of those she could go completely backwards, but I'm not going off her just yet. I'm keen to see what she does and where she turns up.
Keeping the faith.
She's got a 1,000 guineas entry still, so I don't know if she'll turn up there. I'd imagine that'll come way too fast for her, but yeah, she's interesting.
Yeah, one to keep an eye on. How many do you have left?
I've one left.
Okay. Go for it.
My last one is the Carl Burke trained Dandala. Won at Ascot last year. Done me a favour. I'd put her up at good prices. She won, I think, the first day the racing was back last year at Newcastle in the maiden.
Yep.
I don't know whether she'll go the route of sprinting like the filly had a couple of years ago, Quite Reflection, if you remember, in the yellow and white silks. She won a couple of Group 1 sprints. I think she won the Commonwealth Cup or one of the first Commonwealth Cups. She's still in the Guineas. She's 33-40 to 1 for the Guineas, and I think there's a lot of horses that are lower in the betting than her that are like Oaks horses and won't even turn up. She had one bad run at the end of last year. You forgive any horse one bad run, and she drifted that day in the betting. She would have been near favourite and drifted out to about 5 or 6 to 1, I think.
5s.
That was in the Group 1, Cheveley Park Stakes. Always a decent race. Some of those back in Group 1s, if you don't win them, doesn't mean that you can't train on and be a good 3-year-old. Look at Love last year. She didn't win the Fillies Mile and then came out and bet the horses that bet her in the Fillies Mile in the Guineas. I'm going to back her wherever she turns up, either in the Commonwealth Cup or the 1,000 Guineas.
She have to.
Yeah.
Especially when she done at Ascot. Oh, she's 11 to 1.
She's a really devastating turn of foot, and if she can travel and use that, she's going to... Like, Fev Rover is the same colours. I think, I'm not sure if Carl Burke trains her, but it's the same owners. And she's 20-18s
He does? No, he don't. Richard Fahey does, sorry.
She's 20 or 18s for the Guineas. Dandala is definitely a better horse than Fev Rover.
Well, Dandala's beaten her. I presume so. Well, beating her head, but still. Right, recap time. Tom, recap on yours.
So I've got Pomelo, Mina, Bolshoi Ballet, Tarnawa, Shandoz, and In Swoop.
And Dave, your 7-6, sir?
I have 2 3-year-old colts, Cadillac and Alcovete. 2 3-year-old fillies, Willow and Dandala, and then 2 4-year-old colts, Pile Driver and Serpentine.
And I have Subjectivist, trained by Mark Johnson, Serpentine, trained by Aidan O'Brien, Tarnawa, trained by Dermot Weld, and Diligent Harry, trained by Clive Cox. 4 absolutely weapons.
I love how our flat season preview has taken 45 minutes.
Where if this is a jump season, we'll be still on the novice hurdlers.
He has like notes of the races and stuff for all of them. And on Tarnawa, like he is in bullet points and like a line after each bullet point. One of the bullet points on Tarnawa is freak in capital letters.
She's a freak.
I really hope she progresses this year.
I can't wait to see her just batter Love.
She won't beat Love if the ground is good to farm.
When is Arc weekend ever going to be good to farm?
Love won't turn up at the Arc if the ground is soft or some way soft.
I thought the ground did bother Love.
Well, clearly it does. I don't even think Love will be in for the Arc. I think she'll go like middle of the season, have a break, and then it'll be about the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, I agree, Dave.
I think she'll bypass the Arc. So I think she's a false favourite at the moment.
So get on this 15-2 at Hollywoodbets.
Yeah, I agree with Tarnawa because it's clear now that they don't want to race Love on soft ground. They think she'll lose or it's not going to be good for her. And Breeders' Cup are going to get like firm American ground. I think it's obvious that's where she's going to be.
She's a very nippy mare as well.
Yeah,
it's in Delmar
fast
this year, and that's a very short running. So I think she'd be the right one to handle that track at least.
And when you're looking at Tarnawa, who is definitely going to be aimed there, you know, she's got form on Arc Day. She goes on any ground by the looks of things.
She looks a solid bet right now.
Love is a bad bet for the Arc, where Tarnawa is a good one. As you both said, Tarnawa is going to be aimed for the Arc. You know that's her aim. You know if the ground turns up heavy in October, she's still going to go and run her race. Whereas Love, you don't know. So I think I would have them the opposite way as favourites, to be honest.
Yeah,
so Tarnawa is a really good bet.
And you look at it, if Tarnawa does turn up, she's not even going to be anywhere near 15-2. She'd be 5-2, 3-1 if all goes to plan on the run up to it, if not shorter.
Is a long old year to then.
Here, look, we've bloody bets on for Cheltenham next year. We can't be saying it's a lot.
It is, but Tarnawa was trained for that end of the year last year, and it's going to be the same this year. Whereas Love, you'll see probably in the next week or two, maybe the weekend, and then she'll go like maybe Coronation Cup and then Royal Ascot, and then she'll have a break, and you'll see her. I'm positive she'll go for the Breeders' Cup.
Which one should go for? Breeders' Cup mile?
Breeders' Cup turf 1 mile 4.
Mile 4? Yeah. See if we get a price on that. Who else are you looking forward to? Not for just in general as star horses going forward.
I was trying to pick a few obscure ones, but I am really looking forward to seeing Supremacy. Clive Cox's horse. He's just unbelievable as sprinters. He got Golden Horde to win that Commonwealth Cup again last year. He's had Lethal Force, like you say, at Harry Angel. And this lad won a group 1 as a 2-year-old, so I think he's going to be class.
So Ron Priestley's another one I look forward to seeing.
Yeah,
he won the other day.
The other day coming back from a layoff.
Who else? Battleground will be interesting to see how he progresses. Big bull of York.
Probably won't. He's already said that he's probably not going to the Guineas.
Isn't he?
Maybe the French Guineas, but like he's by Waterfront, he probably won't train on.
True. And you're looking forward to Tom?
Not really. I always look forward to seeing what ones of Aidan O'Brien's come on. Like, you know, look at Serpentine last year. He hadn't even won his maiden yet. You know, there's so many horses out there who you know, we haven't even seen yet. There's all the 2-year-olds. Like we haven't even spoken about the 2-year-olds, obviously, but it's really I enjoy watching the flat season. As I've said before, the flat season for me is about going racing. It's enjoyable to go racing as a social event. The weather's normally nice. It's normally a good excuse to put a nice suit on, head to Royal Ascot, head to the Curragh, and have a nice day out. Really, it's not so and enjoying it. I get way more into national hunt racing though. Dave, are you directing traffic here, or what are you doing?
He's like a little bit here. So you know what? You're like Robin trying to pick a movie. Up, no, up, over.
He actually went faster then.
Oh, Jesus.
I've got a winner for you lads as well if you want one.
1,000 guineas.
On the flat.
How many times have I heard this?
This is a horse now that I was trying to show him. Is nice to look at. I don't know if she's any good. Snow Lantern. Remember Sky
Sky Lantern. Oh, I love that horse.
Yeah, it's her daughter, and she's completely white.
Richard Hannon's horse.
Her mum was
There's
a
some money
real
effort.
hardy grey. She won the
Guineas.
Coronation Stakes.
She won the Guineas, did she?
Yeah, won to Irish 1000 Guineas, I think. But
No, she won
that,
English.
oh, was it English? Was it? Yeah.
Back there.
That horse is pure white. I'm positive, anyway.
Isabella Giles. I liked her last season.
She was a good horse. Yeah.
She's a tough old yoke. Go on, Tom. Winner, so.
My winner is Jovan. Tom Mullen's horse, rated 61. My kind of horse. Ran at Leopardstown at the weekend there, I think it was. Yeah, on Sunday. And finished 5th. Got absolutely no run. It was a really rough race. But this lad was behind all the trouble, and he was literally on the bridle. He got no run whatsoever. He's 0 out of 11. But he got a hard doing last year. He got ran a lot, but he looks like a winner waiting to happen. Jovan, his name is.
5 and 20's out again tomorrow.
Yeah, she is running at
Cheltenham.
She get beaten though. I'd say Joseph's also in there.
Yeah, it's 5-2 favourite.
No bets for me.
No bets. Oh, you will so have a bet. You ready? Where is it? Hold on.
That's that mare's card at Cheltenham tomorrow.
The down runner. Sexy lot was running.
Oh, sexy lot. I love that horse.
Hope to have some runners there next year, lads, for this meeting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sean,
mare's card.
we get Sean a handicap for it.
Try and find a race for her there next year, and
Well, I'm looking forward to the flat season anyway.
I was looking through it. I spent yesterday and today going through it all.
It's a year where there's a good few 4-year-olds and stuff coming back, horses that you know, so it's actually exciting.
We've actually you've just put her in my head there. Actually, Shauna Ausicht, we've actually got a couple of shares. Someone had to unfortunately drop out, so there's 10% there has come available in her. So if anybody is interested, give us a shout. Pretty cheap to get involved. She's obviously shown a lot of form already behind some really good mares. She's a surefire winner waiting to happen. She's been back in training now for a few weeks. She will be out sometime in May, I imagine, towards the end of May. If you want to get involved in a horse that looks like a surefire ready to win, she's your horse, and she's not very dear. So,
and I've just become a race planner as well.
What about Galway? What about up at Galway? The Galway meeting?
Well, we have to. If we want to go chatting next year, we have to take baby steps.
Yeah, but sure, there's loads of them flat races at Galway as well.
The handicapper might be listening. Flat rating alone. That's for our nice summers, August, in some southeast track that has a little festival in the middle of August.
Can't think of what you're on about.
Can't think of any track where she'll go out in front and just go around a little roundabout about 3.5 times for 5 furlongs.
Go on, Sean.
John.
And Andrew Dave's head's poking over the wall again with ladders up against it.
There's a load of house on the back. We may rent B&B up there or something.
Oh, good grace.
That's genius. That's a genius idea.
There's a few of them that have balconies on the back.
There's a few that have balconies. We need to find someone with a balcony up
Airbnb.
there.
There'll be a hotel or something open with the Sky Sports racing.
No, we'll just go there.
We won't be allowed
surely get we get a media pass or something.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
That's not a bad shout either.
Yeah,
that's one way of getting in, isn't it?
We get a media pass.
Yeah, there you go.
They're easy to get. Trust me.
Exciting, no?
I reckon trying to find someone who's got a balcony backing onto the racecourse and renting it off them for the day is a good idea.
Just the 4 days. We'll do the 4 days.
4 days. Yeah.
4 days. We'll do the 4 days. The hell with it.
Big finishing line banner in front of the balcony. Because
Hollywoodbets is the sponsor of the whole thing. We'll definitely get in then.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, we've another race named after us.
Nearly forgot about that.
I nearly did. On Sunday, the winter award season for Dundalk is on. It's the first one ever. Hollywoodbets are sponsoring the whole card again, and we have the last race on the card. The Hollywoodbets proudly sponsor the Finishing Line podcast, Philly's Maiden. Just for you. You love a Philly. They asked me what kind of one they'd like, and I said, we just keep. Dave's had a tough year now. He enjoys a good filly,
Jesus Christ. I'm getting a bad reputation.
This is
because of
not a
this
bad
podcast.
rep. This is truth.
Yeah, I suppose.
Jesus.
So they sent us on the trophies and everything. Look lovely.
Yeah, it does now.
Pity we can't go up there.
Next year. That's what we were saying last year, but
Yeah.
keep
If
saying
we
it.
don't get, like we were just talking before we went on, we surely get to the Champions Weekend. Surely.
I just know if I don't get the Punchestown next year and I miss 3 years in a row, I'm going to explode.
Oh, I'm aiming higher now. We're going Cheltenham and Punchestown. Maybe Aintree.
We're definitely going Cheltenham next year if we can go.
I passed Louis Fitzgerald yesterday, and I won't even say the obscenities that came out of my mouth because I realised.
Yeah, that's where we always stay.
For Punchestown. I was not happy.
Lovely places there.
It is, yeah. Bar, no, in the podcast because I start giving out about stuff again now.
Well, what?
Uh,
Bar me waiting you up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go for breakfast.
no, the fact that we see, I'm going to go off with one now.
No, go on,
No,
I don't want to hear this.
the fact that we always say like, can we get the room early? And we get up there and have to have a row to get the room.
Yes, I ring
They
him
get
about
fucking changed in the toilets. Like.
2 weeks before. I ring up and say, can we get an early check-in, blah, blah, blah. Because we always arrive at about 11 o'clock because you want to go up, chill for a few minutes, get showered, change, down for a pint or two before the bus comes and brings us the track. So come 11 o'clock, Andrew walks in, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh, your room's not ready. I just turn and look at him and he just goes, don't.
It happens every year, like. Every year.
Then the manager comes down and in the space 5 minutes, everything's sorted.
Yeah. There's one particular receptionist. She's just
She's
not,
a vibe.
she's not nice, like. She's like, I don't want to talk to you. Well, I'm here now. Well, get somebody else.
That's what he's like. Oh, and nothing I can do about it. Well, if you can't do that about it, I want someone who can do something about it.
And then
No,
for the 2 days staying thereafter, she's scowling at you every time you walk past. her.
Great. And we go, morning.
I'm just making mental notes to myself here to book the killer she for Punchestown next year.
Oh, no, Tom, it's a great crack. All the lads from Wales stay in there as well.
Yeah, there'd be a good few lads from Cheltenham there as well. They wouldn't.
They wouldn't go to Shelton, they go to
Said Cheltenham
Punchestown
would be
instead.
too expensive, so they'd save and go to Punchestown instead. Then
Band and everything is a night. Great crack.
Where do you go after the races? Do you go back to the hotel?
No, the bus that brings us to the track, goes through Nace and you can get off at Nace if you want to go out.
you can literally
For the
do
night.
whatever you want, Tom. But
How would you get back from Nice to the
Taxi.
Louis Fitzgerald?
Taxi.
about €40 in a taxi.
4 of us. It's grand, 10 our head.
You go into Grace's and Nace there, and it'll be packed to the rafters. So usually the Champions League semi-finals are on. At
Yeah,
that
they're on the
stage
same
as
day.
well. So yeah, it's good. We go to Nace, and then maybe the other night we go back to the hotel and there's entertainment and stuff in the hotels.
Very good. Roll on next year.
Trying to get him to go play golf in Palmerstown, but he's just not able to play, so.
No, I'm legit. I'm out cycle, play golf, everything. Now I'm game ball. No, literally.
Need to get clubs.
That's
Because I'm in the
that's
process
ecumenical matter.
of organising the big charity golf event for the Finishing Line and Inter Jockey Fund and everything else to go with it. A few other charities. So you need to get.
Well, you said you'd show me how to play, so I'll hold you to that.
I can show you what to do. I can't make you hit the ball that way. You might go that way.
Just have to-
I'm not even attempting it. I'm caddying for someone.
You can caddy for me because we're probably behind everybody else then.
We just give up playing and just stroll
Yeah.
around at the back.
And
I'd be playing with the two boys and I'd be like,
after 3 holes, it could be like can't be arsed with this anymore, Tom. Let's go to the
But
pub.
I won't be using the
if you
rangefinder to
bottom
find
in the bag.
the rangefinder to find G.
Oh, look, we'll give it a go anyway. I'll give it a go.
We'd be grand. Right. That's it for our flat season preview. It's double header this week. So tomorrow we're back with our weekend preview of the Greenham, I think.
And
And
Scottish
Scottish Grand National meeting. So the Scottish Champion Hurl, Champion Chase, and the Scottish National itself, which is moved to Sunday now because of Prince Philip's funeral is on the Saturday. So lads, thanks for watching again. Keep liking, subscribing, tell everyone else about us, and comment below with who you are looking forward to seeing for this year's flat season. So again, lads, we will see you tomorrow, Thursday, for our weekend preview. And as always, we're back Sunday at 8 o'clock for Talking Points, where we will go over all the action and news that happened during the week.